Hello Taurus, welcome back to the channel. We haven't posted anything in a very long time, and now coming back, I decided to change the format for this month and try it out. So this would be your general energy for the month of August. Then we will have the work section and the love section. So your overall energy, I pre-shuffled your cards and laid them out here in one row. We have the King of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and Five the Hierophant. So what I understand from these cards here is that for the month of August you will be expressing your leadership qualities. You have this way about you where by giving so much to people, you actually end up dictating the rules, ruling over them. I have here Five the Hierophant, and together with the Six of Pentacles. So if you would look closely here at the position of these people in these cards, it's somewhat troublesome because they're all laying on their feet. So you're giving out support for others in the form of water, food, emotional support, financial support, supporting others with your knowledge that you have. So you're very outgiving of your energy, of your resources. And although these people may be very thankful for your help, maybe you don't want to see the fact that you somehow end up ruling them, dictating how they should act, how they should conform. Now here, starting off the reading, we have a King of Wands, which is a very just leader. He is very compassionate, he is very caring for his subjects. So you may be the ultimate authority in some people's lives. Why? Because here we have the classical theme since, let's say, since the start of the relationship between the Roman Empire and Christendom. Okay, so they always go together because they explain each other's existence by one another. So the king is very powerful because he is God sent. He is God's representative here on earth, and who endows him with this power, who recognizes that this is another power in the state, and this would be the church, Five the Hierophant. Okay, so the king would be nothing without the church's recognition of his power. And who recognizes the power of the church, who establishes their legitimacy? It's the king, the ruling force in the given country. But this was very prominent during the debut of the Roman Empire. Coming back to you may represent all of these cards here. You being the king, also the spiritual leader for some people, and you guide on both fronts. Okay, and here in the middle, it's a classical a sort of contract that a king and the church have. You maintain the people happy by giving them support, spiritual or financial, or it can play out in many sorts of ways. But I feel you as being very sure of yourself, having your authority, being careful to those around you in the month of August. So, Taurus, work in August. We have 11 the Justice, 2 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. So starting off the month of August, there will be a moment where I think it's sort of like a trial. Every time I see the Justice card, I see it as sort of a trial, meaning that some justice has to be served in the workplace or in your project, or meaning that a lot of people would have to give some sort of history for a situation, a lot of explanations to the chronological order in which things have been in the way things have taken place. Here in the Justice card, you would see 2 columns. This is the white. This is representing of fertility. You have a person that is sowing seeds here, and I guess they're waiting for some sort of crop to grow. And here on the right side, you would have the black column, which represents a person that has a sword in their hands, and a lot of skulls here at the bottom, meaning that this is the period where you actually kill off the crop in order to get the new seeds. This is representative of death. This is also representative of conquering tribes, coming over in order to conquer peaceful settlements. And in the beginning, in your general energy, I saw that you have the King of Wands and the Hierophant. So you may be the one that has to give yourself justice in a situation. You have a great leadership energy for this month. So if it's in regards to you or a colleague, or depending on your case, there will be a moment of justice. Maybe you can be the front runner for this, like you must serve this justice. And here justice also has this it's like the sign of Libra, where you weigh things. This also brings me to the idea of Egyptian deity who weighs your soul against the feather, and if your soul is lighter than the feather, you may step out of the reincarnation cycle. Okay, so this talks about cycle. You have here the wheel of life. You also have the night, the black and the white, the good and the bad, the night and the day cycle. So I think it's a chance for you to get out of a certain cycle, but you need to serve some justice. What it is that you're working on, is it ethical? Do you think that you can do this forever until maybe the end of days? Because I see here the 6 of Cups. This talks about previous lives, This may talk about your retirement plan. Do you see yourself doing this the whole of your life? And here you have the Two of Swords. Whenever I have the twos, I separate the reading into two parts. You already have here 11 the Justice. Here you have the Two of Swords. And this for me is like a blockage somewhere in your heart where you need to decide, like use the swords and decide. It alludes to creational or creative differences, either inside of you or with the people that you work or with the project that you have. So these two cards together allude to ethical concerns in regards to your work. Do I want to do this for life? Is this okay? Are some people treated unjust by what I do? Is the product actually working? Is it actually necessary for people to buy what I'm selling or what the company is selling? Or is it ethical the way in which the company treats us? And you're seeing these issues, as I said before, from a leadership position. So your problem is very philosophical in nature. It may be it's very close to your heart for some reason. I don't know what it could be, but try to be more objective. And I don't want to say this because it's good to get a feel of the situation in your heart with your intuition, but here there's a standstill where you need to take some sort of decision that will affect your whole career, maybe for the whole of your life. Do I still want to work here? Do I still want to indulge in these practices? Maybe you have issues with the way things are managed at the workplace. Maybe you see an issue with the ways in which you're constructed to manage, the ways in which you're limited by those in higher positions. Maybe they limit you in what you give back to people for their extra work or so on. Okay, Six of Cups. Yes, you're thinking how is this gonna affect you maybe at a later state in life? Will you be able to provide for your family? Are you gonna be emotionally stable enough to have a home life given the work that you do? Or for some of you with very stressful work environments, if you're actually gonna reach that age where you're gonna enjoy a retirement. Okay, so you really need to take care of your health. So the general feel now on a global scale is that more and more people are giving up the workplaces which have no value, but they feed on the employees, like sweatshops, workshops, places of work where you have to I don't want to say steal from people, like profit from gullible people, for example. Okay, so these types of work are being are being under some sort of a microscope. Okay, we're trying to discuss this on a global scale and rethink what it is that we're doing actually. Is it feasible in the long run? Will our work nowadays benefit future generations? So these are sort of the ideas that you're gonna be faced with in August, and afterwards you have a Six of Swords. So you're very aware of the fact that whatever you bring to the table, it's very very useful, very valuable. It's some sort of treasure that you bring day in and day out to your workspace. Now, if your workspace is starting to affect your health, especially your heart, I think it's time to reconsider your career, your place of work, or your ways of working. Okay, I don't want to say anything about Taurus, but with the cards in the general energy, some of you are in management position, and maybe you're reconsidering the ways in which you interact with your employees. I think you're getting a bit touchy-feely in the sense that you're sort of seeing their point of view also. Like, what can I change about myself in order to better enable the people on my team to do their job in a less stressful manner, in a better way? Okay, so this is what I see in your work for August. Okay, Taurus, love department in the month of August. 5 of Swords, 20 the Judgment, Queen of Wands, 15 the Devil. Now remember in the beginning where we had the Knight of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and 5 the Hierophant representing you. Now the King of Wands had his back turned to the Six of Pentacles, which makes me think that that could be like your partner or the person that you're involved with. It may be a fire sign or someone with strong fire in their chart. The King of Wands had his back turned towards the Six of Pentacles, meaning that I'm saying he, referring to the King of Wands, but it very well may be a she. It's just the person that you're involved with. This person had his back turned, meaning that that person, the other person, your person, doesn't want any more support from your side. They don't want to collaborate. They don't recognize you as their benefactor anymore. They don't want anything to do with you anymore. Okay, because maybe they see you, or maybe you see this person. It's depending on your situation. Maybe they see you as being very condescending because you help them, you with a lot of things, you give so much of your energy, but in exchange you sort of dictate the way in which the relationship should go. It's like a small power game between you two, how things should be done. And the King of Wands may act on impulse certain times, and this is not in accordance with the Hierophant way of doing things, which is we have a tradition, we have a set way to do this. This problem has always been resolved in this way by our ancestors I'm sorry, ancestors. Mom used to do it like this, dad used to do it like this, your parents used to do it like this, and the other person, it's like, no, thank you, I'm cutting myself away from, actually I'm turning my back towards the good things that you give in order to free myself from the judgment that comes with this good that you give me. And in the month of August, I feel that there has been a war between you two. I have the Five of Swords here. This is like open war between two people. This person here has a sword in every hand, as you can see, and also on the floor here you would have 3 other swords. So it's an over it's an overflow of arguments. Swords are arguments, so you may try to discuss an issue with your person. So this has happened and this is the conclusion, and the other person may just come and surprise you with the amount of arguments that they bring to the table. It's like too many arguments for one thing that is clear and simple. It's not so much about the result, it's more about this person being very aggressive with their words towards you, or maybe they have too many arguments for something that is way more simple than it seems, but it's too much for the both of you. This is making a number on both of you. You may have a moment in August with your significant other or the person that you're involved with where you feel like you're living separate realities, where one person says no, it's like this, and the other person, no, it's clearly like this, like I say. And the two truths, it's like they're contradictory and they're butting heads, but you're each and every one of you is very solid in their resolve, in their view. Okay. And it seems to come to no end, and when this happens, the divine has to step in and resolve it for the both of you. It's like by divine will, okay, you're gonna both stew in this problem that you created together, and you see the fire here, so it's burning you both inside and out, these energies, this fight. But here some sort of judgment is being passed down by the divine. We see one person here being liberated finally by this, and another person just covering their face here, maybe crying, maybe being ashamed of what they've done, or crying for the loss that they suffer after this judgment. There's no going back to the way things were, and things got out of hand, so because you two together were not able to handle the situation peacefully and reach a conclusion, it's the divine has to step in here. It's like the universe giving you both signs or giving you situations that are unavoidable. So here there's a conclusion being reached. Okay. Most of you, after this moment, you won't be able to go back to your significant other. Or if you're still in a relationship with your significant other, it's this will leave a mark on your relationship, and things will never be the same afterwards, because there's a clear depiction of right and wrong after the judgment. Okay, one will have to be the good guy and the other will have to be the bad guy. And I get the impression, I get the feeling that for you, Taurus, you are gonna be the person who's gonna play the bad guy. Okay, you're capable to do this because Taurus, it's very fertile, very abundant, and you have a lot of endurance in you to take a lot of things. And here, after the judgment, we see the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands counterpart from the beginning. So many of you are actually married to this person, but here you get back your power even after this heartbreaking, boiling moment from the judgment. You're entering back into your power. You're being a bit more feisty now. It's like you have taken this burn here and you're actually mastering the fire element. Okay, you're more focused on results and actions, and you have like zero time to waste, since that situation is now has now reached its conclusion. But what comes after the Queen of Wands, this very capable, action-oriented, compassionate, warm queen, is 15, the Devil. And again, you see the people here sitting at this lower plane, at this lower position compared to the Six of Pentacles and 5, the Hierophant in the beginning. So again, you have your way of ruling over others. Only that now, after what has been went down between you two, it's like, I'm okay, I'm very fine in myself. You will maybe get a redo, maybe get new clothes, but I'm seeing very very warm colors. It's like you're in tone with the summer. Yellows, oranges, teals maybe. So it's this color theme that I'm seeing here. You may get, as I said, new clothes, maybe a new car. You're gonna really work on your external appearance a bit. And on an energetic level, you're getting here, you know, friends with the devil. It's like, if I'm gonna be the bad guy, at least I'm gonna do it in style, okay? If I'm gonna be the one who's bad, I'm gonna own this, okay? So what I'm feeling for Taurus, it's like no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more Mr. Nice Girl. I'm just gonna play my part, but with the full power of it, okay? So take really good care, Taurus. Whenever I get the Devil card, I feel like a bit of mischievous energy, and I would say, yes, if you're the bad guy, own it completely. Just feel the force of it. Yes, I'm the bad guy. I'm working on bettering myself, but in the meanwhile, if I'm still getting all the hardship for it, I'm at least gonna indulge with precaution in these sins, in this more sharp way of acting towards your significant other. It's understandable in this month. Okay? So I welcome you back in the month of August for the September readings. And if you want to buy us a coffee or support us to transition full-time to this endeavor, you have our PayPal link below. Thank you so much, Taurus, for your time and energy. Take care.